r/AskReddit asks. Have any Redditors been diagnosed with coronavirus yet? If so, what is it like? I'm a very healthy person. For me it's like a really bad flu mixed with a little shortness of breath and sore throat. I've quarantined myself, mostly to protect people in my city who can fight it off. Damn it, Biogen. Yeah, Biogen really screwed the pooch on that one. Tons of students basically got evicted from their dorms thanks to that. On the other hand, all it took was a global pandemic of biblical proportions to eliminate rush hour traffic. Edited, originally said all the students besides Noi were evicted, cleared it up. My best friend is one of only 200 patients here in Germany so far to fully recover from the virus. He's 19 though, so he only experienced a day of mild symptoms, and after 2 weeks of quarantine everything's back to normal. My daughter lives in a nation, like a co-ed frat, at Lund University in Sweden. A close friend of hers that lives in her corridor is Sweden's patient zero. He returned from Italy about a week ago. Since he entered the country via Copenhagen, the health department didn't catch him until the next morning. He felt fine and had only encountered 2 people in the hall before going to his room. He tested positive and the other 2 are quarantined for 14 days. They took him to the hospital. 2 days later he spiked a 105 degrees fever and he has a bad cough and chest tightness. He's been achy, had chills, headaches, vomiting and diarrhea. He goes through day-long stretches where he feels like he's gotten better and then it comes back. He's 21, was in great health and shape. They are doing breathing treatments on him. Statistically he should be fine. He's said it's like he's going to die, then he's fine and the circle begins again. Me. I'm 28 and so I'm obviously not in the higher risk category, but I can explain my symptoms I guess. I've been sick for 15 days and only have stayed in my house for the last 5 due to not having lots available here in southern Spain. It started as a cold with mucus and that was the main reason why I hadn't taken it seriously, but after a few days it got more severe. My symptoms by day 4 were a sore throat, wheezing, coughing, chills, no appetite, swollen lymph nodes, sour muscles. This was new to me, and in the last few days it's turned into a painful dry cough. Both my parents have the same symptoms. I am a nurse at Level 1 Trauma Center Hospital in Detroit. I swear COVID has been around for weeks. There are several members of my surgical team that have been hit hard with respiratory and fevers. We may have misidentified this as the flu. There has been lack of communication, policy, and testing. My hospital doesn't have a plan. My wife is an accountant and they have a plan to work from home. Again, my hospital does not. This means we are continuing to operate as usual until we physically cannot. Isn't Tom Hanks on Reddit? I can't believe we gave Tom Hanks corona. Way to go, Gold Coast. Stepdaughter bought it home from school, made us all sick. 3 days of fever, chills, felt like blowing and coughing razor blades. Stayed hydrated. Probably a week and a half into it now with only a cough and blocked snotty nose. The phlegm is a yummy thick sticky green. Can definitely see how the elderly or infirm could be pushed over the edge with a TBH. Yikes, bless your heart. Hang in there. There was a guy who caught it on one of the cruises. His wife didn't catch it but he did. He said that he got a fever a couple days in a row, got really dehydrated, drank a ton of Gatorade and water. It was mild for him and he was already looking like he was in his 60s. He wasn't really complaining of chest breathing problems. He said the weird thing about the whole virus was he didn't get the achy, headache, coughing, stuffy nose like the regular flu. The biggest symptom is an real urge to visit every place in the world. There is a guy who had a video explaining how it felt. He is an English teacher in China. Said it was the worst feeling he ever felt. All joints hurt like crazy, body was sore. No energy to do stuff including the usual flu/cold symptoms. That's exactly how I felt when I got mono. Better question, how the hell did you get tested? A friend of mine may have it, based on the symptoms and severity he's experiencing, but our local government won't give him a test for it because he hasn't recently traveled from China or Italy, and hasn't had contact with any confirmed cases. It's absolute bullshit. Our actual virus rate is probably exponentially higher than what's been announced, just because they won't test for it. I work EMS in Tennessee, and 2 days ago we transported a patient from hospital to hospital who was a confirmed COVID-19 patient. Ask me in about 2 weeks how I'm feeling. Username checks out. I'm starting to get what I think is a common cold. This morning I woke up with a sore throat and I've been coughing and sneezing. Usually I wouldn't even care about this, but thanks to the media I'm getting totally paranoid. One of my coworkers refused to stay at home after visiting Italy, and I've been in contact with this person. I'm in the Netherlands. Same, icky, runny nose, sore throat, I feel warm. Do I worry? Should I hoard toilet paper? What's the protocol here? Ask again in a month. In a month, the question would be any Redditor who has yet to have the coronavirus? My uncle, 70-ish, got diagnosed with it a couple days ago in Washington state. He's been quarantined, but the nurses didn't know proper protocol at the time and allowed my auntie to visit. Now she has self-quarantined herself at her home. He seems to be in stable condition in the last update, but does have pneumonia. Supposedly every single confirmed case in my state is in my city, and very, very close by. And I start my new job in a couple days. A job that involves interacting with tons of rando people every day. Why couldn't this have happened while I was still job hunting, barely leaving the house? SMH. Just left the doctor, possible that I have it. I had matching symptoms, so she swab tested me and told me to isolate myself. No results yet, as it was about 30 minutes ago. I'll get back once I have the results. The virus requires social interaction to spread, so... yeah, this is awkward. Oh God, can you imagine a post-apocalyptic world where only Redditors survived?